my name is Natalia. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, thank you so much for visiting. If this is not your first time, then, well, you may notice I've got different hair. So I've been to hairdressers today, and then the wind was blowing, so it's kind of gone a bit all over the place, but it's much shorter than it was before. And because it's kind of a bit more fancy, well, fancy, it's not really fancy, but it's more organized and more wavy than normally, I thought, well, this is a good day to record a video, right? And especially that I was due to record a video. You know, it's been a while since my last Flosstube, so this is going to be a Flosstube video in case if you stumbled upon this video and you're not sure who I am or what I do. My channel is mostly about diamond painting, and occasionally I record Flosstube videos as well because I love cross stitch. And also, well, you know, I may later on explore some other crafts because, as you may have seen in another video, I recently also bought a little crochet kit, so there will be also some crochet, and who knows what the future may bring. But for today, this will be really about cross stitch. I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update of what I've been working on. I have to say, it's been quite a busy month for me, well, I did quite a bit of diamond painting earlier in the month because I was trying to complete a project for an event, which was the Drills and Chills event. And so for that I was trying to complete the diamond painting on time, so I did a bit more diamond painting, but also I've been going through some things in my personal life that kind of kept me occupied and busy, and I haven't had as much stitchy time as I would like. And also I seem to keep having new ideas of what to stitch, like literally every day, so it's a little bit counterproductive because I just keep adding projects to my pile, but I never have time to stitch them all. But anyway, I just wanted to show you today what I've been working on, probably this is going to be a bit of a shorter video because I don't feel like I have so much to show and so much to say. A lot of things you would have seen already in the previous videos, or if you're new here, you're welcome to visit my previous videos. I have compiled a little playlist. Sorry, I can't speak, can I? But I have compiled a little playlist of my Flosstube videos in case if this is what interests you. You can easily find them on the playlist, which is called Flosstube, I think. Anyway, so first of all, an update on a project that's the closest to finish. I may actually finish it today, to be fair. I think I will finish it today. And I have already ordered a frame for it as well, so it's very exciting. You would have seen, if you've seen my previous Flosstube, you would have seen progress on this already. It's my snail house project from the Owl Forest Embroidery. It's a tiny one, really. Well, it's not as tiny, it's small, but it takes more time than you'd think. And this is it. So, I mean, there's no point really showing you what it's gonna look like when it's completed, because it's nearly completed at this point. And I will, in my next Flosstube, I'm sure that I will have it finished and framed, so you will be able to see it in my next video completely finished. So, you know, watch out for this one if you're curious what it looks like finished. So this is it. Now I can see that there's like a bit of a background, so let me just try and put something behind it. I've got this may work. Let me see, yeah. I think this is better. So now you shouldn't be able to see the background. You see, like, I've got a bit of my lighting isn't great because it's autumn now and we don't get a lot of sunlight. Well, we don't even get enough sunlight in the UK because I'm in the UK in summer or spring, but in autumn it just gets so dark, and when it gets so dark, you know, I have to put my lights on and then I've got shadows and stuff, so it's not great. But hopefully you can see my snail. So this is this snail with why can't I speak? So once again, this is a snail with a snail house. Yes, so snail house is a castle, and the flowers are forget-me-nots. Yeah, so the little blue flowers that you find like in meadows and stuff in the summertime. We used to have lots of them in Poland, and my granny, she used to love them. So my granny, she used to like sing me a tiny little song about these flowers. It was in Polish, so you wouldn't understand it, but it went something like well, no, I can't sing it. No, I'm not gonna sing it, but the words were like, nie zapominajki, to są kwiatki z bajki. And that means that the forget-me-nots are like flowers from a fairy tale. Basically, it's like it's a rhyme, basically, so it's a rhyme kind of, and she was singing it. I actually can't remember the melodies, and also I don't want to sing on YouTube, but anyway, oh god, I feel like my brain isn't working, but it's every video, right? So you would, if you've been here before, this is nothing new, right? So complete chaos, but this is my snail. So it came as a kit that I unboxed on my channel as well. If you're curious, there's a video for unboxing of this kit. I will link it up in the eye. And so what else? It came with the needle minder, which got a snail on it. Yeah. And it came with the flosses, they're fancy flosses. Well, fancy for me because I normally just stitch with DMC. They are based on DMC, but they are hand dyed. So they're like, they're variegated flosses. Do I have them here? I feel like I had them here to show you, but I seem to have lost them now. But yeah, they're variegated flosses and they're really, really lovely to work with. Again, you can refer to my unboxing video if you'd want to see them properly. They are really nice. The only complaint that I have is that the variegation is a bit extreme. In terms of the color actually changes completely. It's not just like, let's say the blue, because the forget-me-nots are blue flowers, and they're normally in nature they're very lovely, kind of they're kind of like very intense blue. But the blue floss is actually so variegated that half of it is gray. So it's not like blue turning into a different shade of blue, it's blue turning into a blue-gray. But the gray is very gray. Same goes for the green. So let me show you. For example, if I show you here, I don't know if you can actually see, but you can definitely see the flowers, right? So some of them are really light blue and some of them are very gray. Same goes for the green. So the green goes from like quite a lovely deep green color to brown, like it just turns completely brown. And I just wish it didn't go to brown. I just wish it was like green and maybe a darker green and lighter green, but it goes green and brown, or blue and gray. And I'm just finding this variegation a little bit too extreme for my liking. But on the other hand, they feel really nice to work with. These flosses, they feel much softer, much smoother than DMC. The only one that I've had issues with is that yellowish sandy one that makes up the castle. That floss, that thread is actually, I've had a lot of knotting on that one. It just keeps knotting on me all the time. So I'm not sure why that is. That's the only color that I'm really struggling with on this design. Now, I forgot to do this earlier. What else is new? Hopefully, I would have at the start here inserted a little picture of where this was before, because I was meant to do this. If I haven't inserted it yet, I will show you now where I was with this before. And now I will insert a little video, because I always say my front camera is just on this phone is just not great. So when I'm trying to show you guys here, it doesn't focus very well in general. So what I tend to do is record a little tiny video just to show you a little bit with my back camera in a little bit more detail my stitching. So hopefully you would have seen this by now, or it's showing now. Okay, and now for the next project I will actually try to show you straight away what it looked like before, yeah, and what it looks like now. Okay, so what is the next project? The next project is my autumn sampler from, what do we call this? Satsuma Street. Yes, Satsuma Street. So the autumn sampler from Satsuma Street. I've actually been enjoying it more now, though I haven't done as much progress as I would like to have done on this project. So Satsuma Street, they've got some lovely designs with some interesting color choices, I have to say. Their colors are kind of not unusual, I would say, a bit unusual, but I am enjoying this one more. Initially I wasn't sure about it. If you've seen my last Flosstube, you would have seen that I was a bit unsure about this project. I feel much better about it now. Let me just check, because I forgot last time. So this is stitched on 28 count casual linen from Zweigart, and that's called, the color is Antique Ivory. Okay, so I haven't said that. The snail was stitched on 32 count, and the linen was Belfast linen, and it came with the kit from the Owl Forest Embroidery. Okay, so yeah, so I really like stitching on 32 count. I'm really enjoying 32 count. I think I just enjoy slightly higher counts, so I'm not a big fan of like 14 count Ada, and I think also that I'm maybe potentially not a very big fan of 28 count linen, but this is the first 28 count linen that I've ever stitched on. But I really enjoy like 16 count, 18 count, and like 32 count. I really enjoy. So maybe it's just me personally, that my preference. Now let me just grab this again for a bit of background. So again, so I will show you now where this was last time when you've seen it, and then now I'm getting confused again. No, now I will show you what it looks like here. Yeah, perfect. And before I go into detail, because then I'll get distracted again and I'll forget, I will now insert the video of a close-up of the stitching. It's just a very short video, just so that you can see actually what it looks like. Okay, so hopefully you would have seen this by now. So, see, I'm trying to be a bit more organized now. It's been a while, so I always, because I think I don't record Flosstubes very often, so I always forget how I should be doing this, and I never do this properly, but maybe one day I will actually get this right from the start. Anyway, showing you more detail, or just talking you through it. So last time I had finished, you would have seen the mushrooms and the leaf. I really like the leaf. I think it looks really, really nice. Since then I've stitched the bird, and I actually really like the bird. I think it's quite cute. Yeah, and I've nearly finished the apple. I thought I would have finished it, but I got distracted with other things, so I never finished. I just need to finish filling in. So you see, I filled in this part of the apple, but I haven't yet filled in this part, but it won't take long because it's just filling in one color. It's also variegated floss, but it's a DMC variegated floss. So I don't know if you've seen it. This one I actually have on hand. I don't know where my snail house ones went, but I've got this one here. So as an example, this is what I'm filling in the apple with. So I store my flosses in floss away bags. And this is Flora 129, and this is a DMC variegated floss. And I really like, actually this color I really like. I'm quite enjoying it. I don't have any problems with the DMC variegated floss. Like, it's been going quite well for me, and I quite like the variegation on it because it's much less extreme than what I'm finding with the Owl Forest embroidery. It's not as smooth, and maybe the coverage, I think maybe, but also it's 28 count, so I have to take that into account. The coverage isn't as good, but that may just be the count of the fabric. And it's not as smooth, but I like the colors are not as extreme in terms of variegation, so it's more like orange going into orange than like orange going into brown, for example. So I think I prefer that kind of variegation. Okay, so I think that's that about this project. I don't really have anything else to say. I will try and finish the apple, and then there's a pumpkin going here, which I was hoping to do by Halloween, but of course that didn't happen. But there's a pumpkin, and there's a squirrel going here, and I don't know if I'll manage to stitch any more this year. I may just leave the rest for next year, or just stitch it in another season. I don't have to stitch it in autumn, right? And then I'll have it ready by next autumn, so I may just keep slowly stitching on it and have it ready for next autumn. Okay, so what else? Right, so, well, something that I was very excited about, and now I've kind of, because the past week has been so crazy, I've been very, very busy with work, with personal stuff, so I've kind of lost my mojo, my stitching mojo a little bit. But a project that I have started since the last Flosstube that I have been super excited about is my first ever Mirabilia. And that was inspired by Chris XStitch, or I don't know if I should say Chris XStitch or Chris CrossStitch, who's amazing Flosstuber. You know, I'm sure you know him by now. But he's stitching his first Mirabilia, and he created a hashtag basically for the first ever Mirabiliasal. It's called, I think it's literally the hashtag is firstmirabiliasal. If I'm incorrect, well, or either way, I'll put it on the screen so that you can see the hashtag in case you'd like to join us. because, you know, I don't think there's a time limit. I think he's going on it fairly slowly as well, because he's got a lot of projects going on. I just joined in October, and I managed to stitch, well, more than I thought initially, because I really enjoy it. I'm really enjoying it, and actually I'd like to just focus and stitch on this for a while, but then I didn't want to abandon my other projects, so that's why I kind of stopped on this one. But I'm going to show you what I have. So first of all, in case you haven't seen my last Flosstube, this is the Mirabilia that I picked. I really love this design. So I'm personally not a huge fan of Mirabilias, but there's a few of them that I really like. Though with some of them I really struggle with the faces. I don't like their faces. I know that a lot of people manage to change things like hands, because sometimes the hands are really weird on Mirabilias as well. So some people do these modifications where they change their hands, their faces, or even they change them completely, which I think is really cool, but I'm not sure if I'm able to do, like, for now I'm just kind of copying the pattern. I'm not sure if I'm able to improve the pattern or not. I'd probably make it worse if I try to change it. But there's a few of Mirabilias that I actually like, and I think they're very, very beautiful. And I really love this one. So this is a fairy. This is called Fairy Flora. Fairy Flora. It's a beautiful pattern. A lot of pinks in this one, a lot of pinks. I'm stitching it on a 32 count Murano slate blue. Yes, slate blue. Yeah, so I still have it in my Q-snap. It's a big Q-snap that I actually quite like it. I don't mind that it's so big. I just hold it in the hand and it's fine. It doesn't bother me that it's quite big. Yes, but anyway, so I've got here, right now it doesn't look like anything really. I also feel like I need to put something behind as well, because you won't be able to see it. Yeah, right now it doesn't really look like, because I just have quite a bit of her dress stitched. Yes, so you can see this is her dress going down, and it kind of like she's sitting down, so this is like her bum, and then her dress keeps going down, it goes all the way like down here, I think, and this is like the top of her dress, so the bit that goes on her shoulders, and then like I think the arm goes here, and so on. And I started, first time ever, I did some beading. Yeah, I know, amazing. I actually did beading. It was my first attempt. So this is what I've got. And again, what I will do now, I will insert a little video where hopefully you should be able to see just a little bit more detail. So I'll try and do that here. So yes, my first attempt at beading. So I have this little thing. Let me see if I can grab it. So I have this little thing that's called the Beadsmith. I got it off Amazon, and basically how it works, you can like take your beads out of a box and stick them so you can lift the plastic cover, and it gets like really sticky. And you can just pop your beads on top of this and just pick them up with the needle, and that prevents them from like escaping and sliding away. But it really didn't work out so well for me. I mean, I did use it, but the problem was that I still managed to, this kind of got stuck to my leg. I was keeping it on the side, and it got stuck, and I still managed to knock my beads, and probably lost quite a few of them because they kind of fell into my sofa as well. So it was meant to help me to not lose my beads, but I still managed to knock them and lose them. But it's you know, it's helpful, I think. You don't have to like keep chasing your beads maybe as much as you would if you just put them on like a different surface. I'm not sure. I don't feel like it's super handy, but it can be. I don't know. It's alright. But basically it worked. So I managed to put some beads on, which I was really worried. I was really worried that I wouldn't be able to do it, but I managed to actually, you know, attach my beads. The only thing that I struggled with is actually getting them straight. So mine seem to be like kind of, some of them are angled in the same direction, some of them are like 180 degrees, and some of them are slightly kind of wonky. So they're not, because then I looked at pictures on Instagram from other people who stitch Mirabilias, and their beads seem to be exactly the same for every bead. Like exactly the angle of the bead is like exactly the same, and I'm like, how did they do that? Like honestly, mine just go kind of everywhere. So I'm not sure. If you know the secret to this, please let me know. What was I gonna say? Well, the other thing that I'm using is the invisible thread. So I've heard about this from Teresa, little stitcher. She uses invisible thread. And she said it was very hard to use, but it's, I don't know, the only issue with this that I have is that I think maybe that's why my beads are going in all sorts of directions, is because once I put it through the hole, I forget which hole I put it through sometimes. Like sometimes I can remember, but if I get distracted or if I stop and restart, then I can't remember which hole I already put it through. So maybe then I put it again through the same hole, like maybe my stitches, because you can't see which stitches you've already done. I think maybe sometimes I because of that I mess up, but I don't have any trouble working with this in terms of like actually like threading it or like I don't know, I can see it, like, because what I heard before is that it's very hard to see, but I can generally see it where my thread is. It's just I can't remember which hole it's coming from. Yeah, so that's that. And I'm not sure if I've got anything else to say about this. I will keep stitching on this, I'm sure, because I'm really enjoying this project. It's got a lot of white in it though, so I've been kind of putting off the white stitches. Maybe that's kind of what slowed me down, because I feel like all these gaps that I've got there, it should be white stitches, but I'm a bit worried about stitching white. And I actually wanted to try, well, I don't know, because I've heard that maybe you should substitute. So this one calls for blank, but then other people saying you should use the B5200 instead, or maybe like anchor thread or something. So I couldn't decide what to use, and in the end I never used anything yet. So it's just empty gaps for now. But that's about it for this project. And then, do I have anything else? I seem to be just making a mess around myself now. Oh yes, of course. Well, last time I showed you a fabric that I bought. That's a sparkly Ada fabric that I got from LilyCraftSupplies, I believe. It's LilyCraftSupplies from Turkey. Yes, so the shop, it's an Etsy shop that you can find on Etsy. And they send fabrics from Turkey, and they're very lovely sparkly Ada fabrics, like this one. So sparkly. I love the sparkle on this. And I said I was going to try and stitch Zodiac on this. So I was going to start with Aquarius and see if I like stitching Aquarius on this, and if I do, then I would like to stitch like the whole Zodiac also from Satsuma Street. So I will show you here, which I should have done, of course, again, me being disorganized, this is going great. I should have shown you for my Satsuma Street, I will insert it, but I don't know if you've missed it already, but I will insert what the finished design should look. And so I'll insert here my Aquarius that I'm stitching, but I literally just did one morning of stitching on this, so it's just a new start, but there was just one day that I did some stitches, and then I put it aside and I never picked it up again. But so here, here's what I've got. And let me just again put something in the back. This works, yeah. So this is what I've got. Again, I will now insert, well, it's just a tiny little video because there's literally nothing here, but just in case you can't see it well when I'm showing it to you like this, I will just insert a tiny video just so that you can see what it looks like from my back camera. And I've got this lovely needle minder, which I got from Etsy, and now I knew that I was meant to check something before the video, but I couldn't remember what it was. And what I was meant to check was who I got this lovely needle minder from, and I can't remember. So it was from Etsy, definitely from Etsy, but I can't remember the name of the shop right now. So I will put it on the screen, and also all of the shops that I'm referring to, or any designers, or any other floss tubers I may be referring to. Everything always goes below in the description of this video, so you can always find all the information there. If you can't find something, because I've missed it out, it's just because I probably forgot to add it in. So please feel free to leave me a comment and ask, and I will let you know, because I'm sure it's just because I forgot. But yes, so I think this is going to look really lovely. What I was going to say about this design, is that I love the fabric. I think the fabric is really nice for the zodiac because it's like Starry Night, you know, it's really pretty. I love the sparkle on this. I could look at, I'm just looking at my camera now and it looks so sparkly. I love the sparkle on this. I think, again, the colors of Satsuma Street, they're a little bit on the strange side, but I'm kind of curious to see how the whole design will look like. So what this is her head, and she's holding a vase, and then here the water is pouring down. I think it's on this side, maybe it's on this side, I don't know. But the water is pouring down, so it's an Aquarius, and then there's another vase with a bird sitting on it. So I think that's going to look really cute. And I may also just stitch the name of the sign, so Aquarius, just like in a white, either back stitch or just small cross stitches. Just like maybe if I stitch the whole zodiac, then I will also put the name of each sign underneath or somewhere. Yeah, but I'm really loving the look of the fabric. The only thing I can say, now I know what people mean when they say that stitching on black eye-dye is difficult. It is difficult, and I need to find a way to do it because I can't see the holes. It's very challenging to see the holes. But sometimes, you know, if I put it against the light, obviously then it becomes a bit transparent, and then you can see the holes in the fabric a bit better. So I think if I hold it like this, you know, against the light background, then I can see the holes a bit more. But it's not easy. It's definitely not easy, the stitching on the black. So that took me much longer than it would take me to stitch this on a white fabric or any other color fabric. Okay. And that's pretty much me coming to an end of my projects, except that of course, I had some new ideas. And I'm not sure if they were very clever ideas, but I've been watching, I always watch Jacob from the Modern Folk Embroidery, and he's one of my favorite Flosstubers because he's just very inspiring, and he's so passionate about cross stitch. And he also started a hashtag. He started a hashtag called blacksamplernovember, which you've probably heard of if you're on Instagram. It's now trending on Instagram. Everybody's stitching something in black. Now, I'm generally not a traditional sampler kind of person, though I find some of them, they're beautiful, and I would love to try one day stitch a proper traditional sampler, although it's not like a priority on top of my list. And also, I think if I was to stitch a traditional sampler, it wouldn't be in black. Also, I love the Quaker samplers as well, but also I think I prefer I would prefer, if I was to stitch one, I would prefer to stitch it in a different color. However, this hashtag is open to interpretation in terms of what exactly you would like to stitch. I think the point is to try and stitch something in black in November, and you know, that's what the hashtag says, so Black Sampler November. And I kind of had different ideas. I mean, first of all, I was hesitant at all to stitch anything in just black. And initially, I kind of thought, or maybe I used like a very dark gray. And I've been like looking at different designs from the ink circles, who are also on Etsy, but they may also have their own website, I'm not sure. But they're on Etsy, the ink circles. I'm sure you've seen them before, they're very popular. And actually for that, well, I had a piece of fabric that I was going to use back in the day for another project, and I never did. And now I don't want to stitch that project anymore. So I thought it's just been lying around, and it's a strange count, so I wasn't really sure what to do with it. Strange in terms, it's a 25 count. I think it's a DMC fabric. It's a 25 count even weave from DMC. It's in ecru, so it's not white. So ecru is like a kind of off-white, light beige kind of color. And so basically I had an idea of stitching it 1/1, and I thought the 25 count, that's what usually quite often people use for like heaven and earth designs, so it's okay to stitch 1/1. And I started that, I didn't get very far. It's literally just a new start with maybe a couple days, couple evenings worth of stitching. It's stitch 1/1, but I quite like the look of it. So I can't remember the design's name right now, but again, I will link it in the description below, or at least put the name of it. And now, in case you can't see it very well, I will just insert a little picture of, or a video. I think, no, I don't think I'll have a video of this, just a picture of what it looks like with my back camera, just so that you can see. But this is it. So this is just like a top, so it's a much bigger design. So basically it's a square design, and this is a top corner of a square, and it goes like it's, why don't I just show you that, what it's meant to look like? Here we go. Here I will insert a picture of what the finished project should look like. Now I think, from what I remember, the picture is actually stitched in white on dark, or maybe they have both versions, I'm not sure. Whatever version I find, I will put here. And now this is again what I have. So this is one of the corners. I think it's symmetrical, and so all of the corners are the same. So this could be any of the corners really, but we can say that this is a top left corner, for example. And so I only just started, and I think actually stitching 1/1 on 25 count works really nicely. This is not black, this is color 3799, so a kind of very dark gray color. So that was inspired by Black Sampler November, and I'm actually really happy with how this is looking, and I'd love to keep stitching on this. Having started this, I thought, because I was looking into designs that look good in black, and I came across, well, there was some more lovely black ink circle designs that I'd love to stitch as well, but I may not make it in this November. I don't know, I may have another start, but I'm not sure yet. But there was something else that I came across that I really loved. And I found also, like, I just searched on Etsy for fabric, and straight away something came up that I thought would work. But again, I had a silly idea. So this was fine because this was 25 count, but my silly idea was, what if I tried stitching 1/1 on a higher count? Because I've seen other people doing that for their projects. Like, there's some people who stitch 1/1 on higher counts, and I thought, well, 32 can't be that far off 25, right? If I can stitch on 25 count, and these look really lovely, these stitches look quite even, then maybe it's not that much worse on 32 count. And especially I know a lot of people stitch like Mirabilia skin, and actually that's another thing I didn't say for my Mirabilia. I'd also love to stitch my Mirabilia skin 1/1, so I thought, well, why don't I try stitching the design that I found 1/1 on 32 count, and the fabric was just big enough. It's maybe a little bit small, but just big enough to fit in this design. So I ordered that fabric, and I got that pattern. The pattern is from, is it Rose Stitching? Again, I will put the name on the screen. It's a shop on Etsy. Again, that will be in the description below. But I love the design. I'm going to show you not the pattern, the design that I bought. It's not the chart. Yeah, the design, the image of what it should look like. And I just fell in love with this, but I thought I'd love it. You know what I love about 1/1 stitching, that it's so fine and it's so small, like the final design, it's so much smaller, and it makes it like really cute. So I really wanted to try stitching it 1/1 on 32 count. Now I think I may have been a little crazy. It may have been a little bit of a crazy idea. And it's not working out as well as I would like it to. But let me just show you what I have. I'm just looking again for where I've put my my thing to give you as a background. So I'm stitching, I got a fabric also from Etsy. Again, I'm mentioning so many sellers, and it's difficult to remember all of their names. So again, I will put the name of the shop that I got the fabric from on the screen. I think the shop is based in the UK. Because it got delivered very quickly, and the shipping was very cheap, so I assume they're in the UK. Yes, and again, that will be in the description. But the fabric is, oh, actually I've got it, EvaFaith. They gave me a little label here, so EvaFaith, well, it should be this way now. EvaFaith is the name of the shop, and the fabric, according to them, is 32 count linen sunflower. Now, this is a hand-dyed fabric, my first one. Actually, I've never had a hand-dyed fabric before. But my understanding is once you dye a fabric, the count becomes smaller. So actually I was a bit worried as well. This was actually going to be a higher count. So like instead of 32, it turns into more like 34 or 36. I don't know, something higher than 32. So I was expecting this to be even smaller. Fortunately, I have checked because I was concerned that I don't actually have enough of this fabric, because actually it's a very small piece of fabric. So I did some calculations with my ruler, and it comes more like 31 than 30, like it's not even, I'm not even sure if this is actually 32. So I'm wondering if this was actually originally 28 that was hand dyed and she's estimating it to be 30. I'm not sure. I'm not good. I've never bought a hand dyed fabric before. I'm completely new to this. So I'm just trying to make sense of it. And to me, I'm not sure if this is actually originally, if this was 32 count, or if it was a little bit smaller count and was hand dyed and now it's like estimated to be 32 count. I'm not sure about that. But either way, even that being 32-ish, I'm really struggling. But this is what I have. So I don't know if you can see it well. Again, I will try now and insert a picture of this just so you can see. I would not want to show you the close-up of my stitching because I think it's embarrassing how uneven my stitches are. I'm really struggling to do 1/1 on 32 count. I thought it would look amazing. I'm not sure if it does. It's just, I mean, I think when I have more of it and you'll be able to see the actual tree with the birds, I think if from far away it will still look cool. But if you look on close up on the stitching, it's a bit of a mess. It's just a little bit like all over the place. Some of the stitches look very wonky. Some of them just look like they have one leg but not the other leg. I'm just not sure if it's the linen or if it's just because it's such a small count. I think sometimes my thread like gets lost between the weave of the fabric. I'm just not sure how. So this is, but I'm trying. I think maybe it's a learning process. Maybe I'll get better at it as I keep going. But this is what I have. So I have one bird and some branches here. So this is like the middle of the tree. And then it goes to here, I think. And so this is kind of where the tree goes. And this is the bottom. So I will keep trying with this because, well, there's two reasons. One, I really love the design. And I think it would look really cool if I ever managed to complete it. So I kind of want to see where it goes. But two, I really want to see if I can improve my stitches, if this is something that I can learn. So as for now, I'm still struggling, but maybe with time I will find a way where the stitches become more and more even. I don't know that, but I will keep trying and I will keep you posted. So I will let you know next time if I got any better. Okay. No, I think this video is getting much longer than I thought it was going to be, honestly. How do I do this? I just talk too much, no? Okay, so I think I'm going to end this very soon. There's only one more thing that I wanted to show you today, which is a new, well, it's just a little bit of a haul. So actually there's two things, but I've lost one. Well, one thing, very small, a couple of lovely needle minders. So I've showed you some owl needle minders previously. So this is another owl, and I also have this lovely peacock feather needle minder. Both of them, this is the name of the shop or a logo, both of them come from I think, how do you call it? How do you say this properly in English? JustSewHeavenly, yeah? Because I think previously I said sew, because, you know, I'm confused about the word S-E-W, because from how you write it, I thought, because you have the word sew, S-A-W, which is sew, like in the past tense, see, but now you have S-E-W, and that apparently is also sew, but I thought maybe you're meant to say sew. So I wasn't sure how to pronounce it, but everybody else seems to be saying sew. So I apologize for my bad English, that I can't pronounce the word sew. But the needle minders come from the Etsy store, JustSewHeavenly. Hopefully this is right now, I don't know. But yes, in case if you'd like some, they've got some lovely needle minders. I definitely recommend. So I've got that. And I also have two lovely things. So I've been watching on Flosstube, Hello from Liz Mathews, yes? Am I saying the right thing? Yes. Hello from Liz Mathews, yes. So, and I'm loving her designs. So she's a creator, as in she's also a designer of cross-stitch charts. And she actually, I only discovered recently that she's got a YouTube channel as well. And she was, I found that video where she was showing her new releases for the expo that was happening, I think September, was it? And she showed this design. Can you see it? Hopefully you can see it. Yeah, I can take it off from here. Basically, it's a lovely bird. It's an autumn bird. And I found out, so these kind of designs are always quite kind of tricky to find in the UK. We don't, they're not as easy to come by, but I found it on Patchwork Rabbit, and they had a few in stock, so I just grabbed one straight away because I thought it's beautiful. I love this design. I love birds, and this is kind of a sampler, no? Is it? So maybe this is the closest I'll ever get to a sampler. We'll see. But it is it's a lovely design. I love the colors on it. So all the little squares around the bird have different colors. It just looks very pretty. I don't know yet if I'll stitch it in DMC or if I'll try something more fancy, because here they also give like some other flosses that you can use. Or, you know, I don't know yet what I'll do in terms of the threads that I will use for this. But I'm not sure when I will start this. I just really wanted to grab it because it was in stock. And since I was buying this one, there was one more that was in stock as well that I've been already eyeing before. But I was kind of eyeing it, you know, it was shipping from the US, and I was like, well, I don't want it as much to actually order it from the US. But when I found it in the same store, I just ordered them both. And this is the first day of Christmas. So she's got a few, she's got like the first, second and third day. I think there's like 3 or 4, I'm not sure. But this is the first one. They're all really cute. They're all really beautiful. And I just grabbed it because I thought it's a beautiful design. This one also, I got a few flosses that I was missing. So this one I'm probably just going to stitch in DMC, I think. So the store, straight away, you could just buy it with all of the flosses, but I looked at the list and I already had a few of them, so I just took the ones that I didn't have, and they sent me the ones that I was missing. So for this one I'll probably stitch with DMC, but I think it will look very pretty anyway. Yeah. So I think this is it for today, because guys, I don't want to like, it's already, this video is too long. I didn't think it was gonna take that much time. I'm really sorry that I'm always so disorganized and I always forget to do this the proper way. Like some other Flosstubers, they're so organized and they always do everything in the right order and they always remember to say everything they needed to say. And I'm just not like that because my brain, like, it gets confused all the time. But I hope that you still enjoyed this video. If you managed to make it all the way to the end, all the way to here, amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching it and for, you know, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. If you did, I'm really glad you made it all the way to the end. It's amazing news for me. And I will try, well, I don't know when my next floss trip will be. It may be the end of November, because right now it doesn't look like I'm going to have a lot of stitchy time again. But we will have to see how things go. And if I decide I have enough to show you earlier, there will be a video earlier. For now, let's say the end of November, you can expect my next floss tube. But, you know, life is a bit unpredictable, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. I've also, well, I've discovered some amazing floss tubers as well. And I should really start doing some more shout outs on my floss tube. But yeah, maybe... Yeah, so one of the, maybe I'll just mention one before the end, and that will be the end of the video. There's a Flosstuber that's, she's quite a new Flosstuber, but she already has lots of subscribers because she's amazing. The channel name, I think, is Hige Flosstube or Hige Stitching. I'm not sure, but I will put the channel name here on the screen. and I will also put it in the description below. And I just wanted to say that she's amazing. She's fantastic. If you haven't seen her yet, then please go and check her out, because she is she's got the most wonderful smile, the most wonderful stitching. The energy is so bubbly, so positive. Yeah, she's just lovely. So definitely check her out. Yeah, I'm really enjoying some of her projects, and just she's like cheering me up with her videos. So I just wanted to like give a little shout out at the end. And now I think now we're finally done. Yeah, so thank you again so much for joining me. Yes, I hope you come back. If you'd like to be notified about my videos in the future, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. You can give me a like on the way out, but you don't have to, of course. And I will see you in my next video. Okay guys, bye!